I will say teams are way better in NA or in EU. EU teams way better. The way they practice, the way they play, the way that they actually commit to the roster, everything about the EU region in terms of team play is a lot better. NA is kind of lackluster when it comes to teams. So it's really nice to see EU. All the teams are constantly like trying to be the best, and they're all like keeping the same roster. They're all like being really competitive. So I appreciated that about EU, and especially when you're playing against EU teams in scrims, it feels like you just have productive practice. Where sometimes you're playing NA teams and it doesn't feel like productive practice sometimes. The code is cool. Thank you. But I don't know. I find that funny how like EU solo queue is a shit show sometimes, but their teams are just like way better. And it's kind of like the opposite where NA somehow the pugs are a lot easier, but the teams are not as good as the EU teams. Like I will say that like what is considered like a tier 2 EU team probably could easily be like a tier 1 NA team, like easily. Do you feel like NA solo queue is harder than EU? No. I think if I was going to compare EU solo queue versus NA solo queue, EU would be harder to play in, but it's not necessarily because it's a harder region, but more of like there's a lot more situations that can make your solo experience completely shit. When you do have like really like good teammates though, the games are really competitive and they feel nice. But a lot of the time you'll just have a lot of it'll be really toxic or like this is how to describe NA. If I'm playing NA, I have a good game, I'll be like, okay. And then I have a bad game, it'll be like, oh, this is shit. And then for EU, if I have a good game, it'll be like, wow, I'm actually really impressed by the comms and like the level of play that my teammates are playing at and the fact that all my teammates felt like they wanted to win. And then if I had a bad game, it'd be like, holy shit, this is one of the worst games I've ever played in my entire life. I want to install. That's kind of like the two differences where NA will be like, this will be a chart. So a good game will feel like this, a bad game will feel like this. EU will be like, this will be a great game, this will be a horrible game. So those are it's a mixture, and bad games take your soul. Dude, it basically takes your soul. Like, if I have one bad game, I just want to stop playing. Like, it's simple as that. Like, I'll stop playing for the day.